Hey, it is Julia Hurley, broker owner of Just Homes Group here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I get sent messages all the time. I have a coaching company as well as my real estate brokerage, and I coach real estate agents. That's what I've done for a really long time, other than sell real estate. So I get a lot of questions. And so today I was sent a question on Reddit, and we're going to go through it. Okay, so here is the Reddit thread, and it's from an anonymous. So obviously things have been full on hand mode for realtors for the last 3 years from the obvious, but this year has been particularly brutal. I didn't think it could get any more difficult, but these high interest rates have done nothing to the high prices. My brokerage owner also tells us via email twice that it is especially brutal to be an agent right now because there also seems to have been not many agents drop out to lessen the competition. Pending sales are down super low, and many of my clients and prospects have given up again from unaffordability. The only positive my brokerage owner said was that because prices are still high, whatever little closings do happen are high commission checks. Not very encouraging. When I joined our office 2 years ago, we had 60 agents. Now we are at 100, but the closed sales are lower than winter season and it's summer. Currently, I use PPC. It's pay per click. Like any lead generation that isn't SOI, sphere of influence, it's not a gold mine, but it does hold some diamonds every once in a while. Only it went from 1 to 3% conversion to more like a 2.4, 2.2 to 0.4% conversion if the stars align. I'm also about to pay an extra $35 a month for FSBO, for sale by owner, data on Mojo, which is a cold calling dialing company. But with so many agents, I doubt it's even worth it. In fact, I've done everything at this point and even more. Past clients don't know anyone who could even afford the current market. Certainly, this is not sustainable. Am I just lost as to how to fix this issue? Bleeding money on my business here. Is this just my market? Should I take a huge risk and get licensed in a different market? What is happening? There's a lot to unpack in here in a very little amount of time to help these people. There are over 700 comments here. So 700 other real estate agents across the country have commented on this. There's a few things that stand out here to me. Your broker is sending emails out to you telling you that your market is shit and it is very competitive. They went from 60 agents to 100 agents and you're telling me they're not making any money. Instead of the broker coming up with ideas or coaching you or finding new scripts for you or lead generating with you, they are basically just sending emails to you twice already telling you not to worry about this business, that it's a bad business time. I don't think that's very encouraging. I would also encourage you to consider finding a team or a different brokerage, but that's just me. Aside from that, let's take it seriously and talk about what you can do. COVID was wonderfully lucrative for everyone. And that means new agents, old agents, and I mean, we're talking about agents that lasted through the '08 crash, saw such an amazing opportunity during COVID. And yes, if you've only been licensed for 2 years and you've never really had to work for a lead, you now know what the rest of us came up through. That doesn't mean that you're not a good agent. It doesn't mean that you don't want to try. It just means that you weren't coached how to because you didn't have to because COVID. So one of the responses here says, be creative and create value for people. That doesn't really tell you what to do. That's one of those blanket statements that you pay a coach $1,000 a month to ask you, what do you think you should do? So let me help you. I'm a consultant and I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. You're going to offer to do open houses for everyone, every agent, even not in your brokerage. And if your broker doesn't allow cross promotion brokerage to brokerage, again, let me suggest finding someone who supports your growth. But you really should consider more open houses. I want you to door knock around every single house in every single neighborhood. That is whether it's your listing or not. You cannot sign cross someone else's listing, but if you are that hungry and you are eager and you are willing to put that work in, put the actual legwork in, pick a neighborhood that has a listing in it and door knock the entire neighborhood. You're going to need a script. We have about 30. So figure out what's the most comfortable for you. Mojo dialer, it's just annoying. Don't. But that's up to you. Pay-per-click is doing well. If you're still converting, keep that going. I know it's not at the high rate that you were looking for. So my suggestion would be to do open houses for anybody. Ask other brokers if you can co-list their brokerage. Ask them if you can share their information for a lead generation site and give them 25% of any lead that comes in. When it says, this person says, be creative and create value for people, not really and truly understanding what value means to everybody doesn't help you because you've literally been handed your business for 2 years due to COVID. You need to learn how to build one now. So I would say circle prospecting, which is door knocking around someone else's listing or your own listing or your brokerage's listings if you don't want to cause any issues. You could do mailers constantly to one neighborhood and only one neighborhood with 100 less or homes or less. I would do that. I would keep my pay per click. I would start making those phone calls from my personal cell phone, which we normally do not recommend unless you are on a lead generation system. Like I use Real Geeks, and you can use it from your phone very easily. So at least there's a phone number attached to your phone. So when they call back, it comes through your phone. But you can do that. You can do that all day long. And I know that that's not what you want to hear, and it's not going to happen overnight. I promise you, it is not going to happen overnight. But if you're in a brokerage full of 100 people and no one's selling anything, then it's time to go somewhere that is, or to take what people do have listed and use it to everyone's benefit. So if your broker also sells real estate, ask to hold an open house for the brokerage, ask to host an brokerage open house where you only entertain lenders and you only entertain other real estate agents. There's got to be listings in your market for sale. You're probably just not capable of finding them because you weren't taught, and that's okay. So if you go to your coming soon listings, if you have anything that's coming soon, you can offer to door knock for the other agent, host their open house if they have one. For sale by owner, forsaleby.owner.com, go to Zillow, find a for sale by owner, ask them to host an open house for their house. There's nothing stopping you from selling real estate for sale by owners. If they don't want to pay a listing commission, ask them if they'll pay a buying commission, and then do everything you can do to get them a buyer and earn that buying commission. It's more work than you're used to. But this is what, I'm going to put in quotations with these two hands here, normal real estate work looked like when I came up in 2014. I was knocking on 100 doors a week. I was making 100 dials a day, and it took months to get those listings going. And it takes years to build something. And because COVID happened and everyone was locked in their houses, and you had people calling you to get out of whatever situation they're in or whatever their city was or relocate, you didn't have to go out and build it. The economy built it for you, and that's okay. Nobody is saying that you're not a good realtor. And if people say that because of the COVID, we call it the COVID craze. Everybody got a real estate license during COVID. It's totally fine. But if you're genuinely wanting to stay in this industry, we've got to figure out a way to get you through it. So again, creating value for people is fantastic. What that value is up to you. And there are 100 different ways to do it, but pick 3. And I mean that. Write a list of all the ways that you would want to be helped if you were looking to buy or sell a piece of real estate that you own or have owned. And then say, what are the top 3 things that I can do every single day? This isn't a once a week kind of deal. What are the top 3 things that I can do every single day that I'm capable of doing every single day, and twice on Sundays? I mean that, twice on Sundays, for the next 90 straight days, to create value for other people. And it may create value for me. And when people see your passion and that you own it and that you're serious and you're sticking it out, they're going to want to do business with you. It's not an easy industry to survive, whether it's an up or down, because during COVID, there were 10,000 real estate agents for every market, if not more, and there weren't enough listings. Now there are listings and not enough buyers. It's going to be competitive for you either way you go. But as you start to see your area, whether that be a successful area or a declining area, the competition is going to remain the same. So finding the 3 things that you can do out of the possible 100 to add value is very, very, very important to do. So again, I'm Julia Hurley. I have my own coaching systems. I don't even call it coaching. I'm a consultant. I will tell you what you need to do. I'm not here to handhold for my clients. I am here to make sure that you succeed and stay relevant in business and make the money you need to make to get your family where they need to go. And you do it in a great way that builds relationships and a future for you and your business. So I own Just Homes Group here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Very, very, very intimate brokerage. But the consulting firm is still here. We are coaching and consulting with agents outside of our market. Of course, we're not trying to coach our competition unless you're in my brokerage. But if you feel like you still need to ask me a question, as always, you can reach out to us on TikTok at the Julia Hurley or justhomesgroup.com. I wish you the best of luck out there, Reddit realtors, and I hope you have a great Monday.